Starting the ED Copilot main process, please stand by. The ED Copilot process is starting.
Initializing the Copilot module. Give me a few seconds to wake up, before you start bossing me around. You know I can get cranky when I've just woken up. Warning, there are issues with your keybind settings. See voice log for more details.
Welcome.
Well, that's delicious. All right, folks. One last thing to do.
We will be regarded as hostile while in this system, so stay on alert. Last tick was 23 hours and 31 minutes ago, at 17:36. Commander, there are 5 new Galnet articles since your last session. Ah, I knew you'd come skulking back eventually. All systems are fully operational. Systems
so we've
check
got a new
complete.
community goal, huh?
Commander, anything specific on the agenda for this mission?
Let's check on that. HIP 87621. I forgot to launch target.
Roger that, Commander. We have some setup tasks outstanding. Check the warning messages in the voice log.
I always get this wrong.
We're regarded as hostile in this system, Commander. Displaying station fact. We're docked at Polyakov Station in Duamta.
All systems ready to go.
We're aboard Gune Bird, your Kestrel Mark II.
Yeah,
the maximum jump range for this ship is 17.32 light years.
Whoa, what is wrong with EV Copilot? This account doesn't have a good,
We're aboard your unnamed Diamondback Explorer.
9 jumps. That's better.
The maximum jump range for this ship is 50.82 light years.
This account doesn't have the bells and whistles I'm used to. Landing gear.
Landing gear raised.
Power to engines.
Power diverted to engines.
Clear the area and jump.
Afterburners engaged. Charging frameshift drive. Afterburners engaged.
Turn them down just a little bit. Turn them down just a little. Other audio sounds good. Y'all let me know if there's any other problems.
Locking next star system.
Fire zone exited.
Ah, here's why this is,
Don't bother supercharging here, Commander. Our next jump in the route is within our standard FSD jump range.
I'm sorry, no it's not. Our next route, okay, you're on crack. EV Copilot's lost its mind, everybody. Had me so confused I slammed into the star. Let's just double check it. Yeah. Exceeds limit. She's smoking something. Now, let me check something. Please tell me this ship has a fuel scoop. Okay, it does. I don't remember when I set this timing back up, so...
Charging the FTL drive. Navigation for next system. Interstellar travel mode, engaging now.
We'll get there eventually.
Jumping to next system.
There are 2 bodies in this system that exceed your bioscan value threshold. The best body is Weeburoju B2, which will net us around 20.7 million credits for scanning 2 species.
Or will it?
Entry guidance computations complete. Hyperspace checking systems now. Complete.
There are 4 bodies in this system which have biological signals whose type has not been confirmed, Mon Capitan. Perhaps we should explore further.
Nah, I'm good.
Stand by. Selecting next destination.
All right. Let's check Nara for this. This account needs an ASP. All right.
Confirmed,
jumps to go.
Adjusting for
Commander.
jump.
Gathering seed pods. Huh. I'm surprised this account has anything. You know, we're I hate this menu. Should be getting full by now. Right. All right, that's enough fuel to get us where we're going. When did I buy an Artemis suit for this ship, or for this pilot? So you might want to let it cool down a little bit.
Preparing for jump.
Don't forget, this liner is in the top 1% of all liners out there.
Okay, executing now. Friendship drive engaging.
Did the other suit have blue veins?
We have reached our target destination. What next, Commander?
Next, we scan the system.
There are 2 bodies in this system that exceed your bioscan value threshold. The best body is HIP 87,621 Tua, which will net us around 32.04 million credits for scanning 4 species.
The one they showed Big Bill Ventura wearing.
Do we not have a nav beacon in this system?
From Galnet video a couple of months back.
Welcome to HIP 7621. Increased military traffic has been reported. No official explanation has been given.
Right, I'm gonna have to do my own scan, huh?
One biological signal and 3 geological signals detected on Body 1.
There's
Okay.
less than 150 people so far.
One has an atmosphere and is landable.
ED co-pilot's going bye-bye.
Sell the seeds and buck a few bucks, or get the G5 Plus engineered suit made for operations.
Commencing shutdown procedures.
I hate flying around the system with unidentified stuff. Drives me nuts. And since there's no navity beacon, we'll do it ourselves.
The virtual co-pilot service is terminating.
Took her long enough to shut up. Now there's a bunch of stuff behind the star too. So we want to go to Exogene Sciences. Yeah, I just have carriers and clusters turned off, so... Sir Runtlington! Oh. And he's wanted. We are not doing great today. You can tell it's been a while since I played. Too bad my main commander's not here. Grade 5 Maverick suit's gonna be nice. That was sketchy as all hell. Resisting the urge to pull up. There we go. Disengage.
Supercruise drive disengaging.
Lincoln Delta India Golf. Please comply with flight regulations as you approach the station, Commander.
Night vision.
Commander, it's done.
Night vision.
Of course.
Phew, that's dark. Request docking.
Request sent.
Landing permitted. Adjust heading for approach to pad 1-2.
Whoops, that guy just clipped the mailbox slot. Landing gear.
Gear down and slowing.
All right, down. Let's have a look around.
Enjoy your visit, Commander.
All right. I wish I had a Cobra Mark V here. Which, I mean, that can actually be done. I'm assuming we're going to need an SRV for this. Why does this have a Okay. May have to relog for this to show. Main menu. Yeah, that's as far as we go with that. It's not a big deal right now. Alright. You know, actually... sell that. Every little bit counts.
Impressive.
Let's see, we just got promoted to another rank, so... That is a good paint job right there. So's that, though. If I remember right, I kind of like this ship without all the garbage on it. Oh, wait. What shall we name this thing?
You have cleared the no-fire zone. Until next time, Commander.
Nice to have that back.
Re-entry procedures initiated. Orbital navigation system online. Hull integrity is within limits. All other systems are now at normal levels.
Actually really like that name. Those decals don't look as bad as I thought they were going to. As always, you can see these things from ages away. Am I losing my mind? Did I not? There it is. Landing gear.
The gear is down and locked.
Let's see what we're working with out here.
Warning. Extremely high temperature detected. Warning. Super thermal limit exceeded.
Oh yeah, we are dying already. All right. All right, let's. Well, that's real low. Also, headlight dip needs to go off. There's a better way to do this. There's definitely a better way to do this. I don't know if this commander has access to the stuff I need to do it, though, or not. My main count does, but that won't do us any good. Yeah, I know exactly what to do with this. I just don't think I have the gear for it on this commander. See if we can gather up a couple more. Yeah, that's going to be the really irritating rub. Although, although, all right, so we're going to try a little bit of shenanigans here. Because know what I would do with my other commander. The same thing people do to harvest brain trees. Ah, I did not. Did not fill up on limpets. We'll see if this works real quick.
Completed.
Need flat cannons. Ah, that's what I'm stuck on. Except I am actually stuck. Yep, this would work. This would absolutely work. Oh. No stronghold carriers. Thanks. Does this thing have a fuel scoop? It does not. What power am I pledged to again? Mahone. Fuck me, that's not a lot better. Oh, hold on. If I put... Hey, there we go. If we put in ground stations, that gets a lot better. Of course, this hadn't been updated in a while.
Vectors. Maximum velocity.
We're going out on a little bit of a limb here. Time to go Sonic fast. This may not be worth it either, guys, but we're going to see.
Orbital rendezvous procedures initiated. Re-entry procedures initiated.
All right. I have a feeling this is going to be iffy if it works, but it's worth checking. All right.
Intelligent thrusters initiating.
Delacey, Delta, India, Golf. Restrictions are in place within the port entry zone. Please comply, Commander.
Request docking.
Asking now.
Access granted. Make your way to
Take us in.
pad 04. Automatic docking system engaged.
Take us in.
Aye, aye, Commander. Helm control.
Acknowledged.
The ship is yours to dock.
Very good.
1/4 impulse.
1/4 impulse engaging. Landing modules deployed.
Landing thrusters.
Readying landing thrusters. I am down. Securing the ship.
Landing confirmed.
Very
Ladder
good.
trains engaged.
Sir, the ship is yours.
Nope, they don't have them. Oh, wait, yes, they do. Was that available for class 1s, or... Oh, it's class 2, alright.
Shields down. Shields online.
Whoops. All right. I have a feeling that we're going to burn through some limpets on this, so... Take us out.
Crew, stand by for launch.
Affirmative. Engines online. Ready and waiting. Divert power to systems. Done.
Helm control.
Confirmed.
You now have the con. The ship is yours.
Launching now. Ascending.
Thrusters now.
Intelligent thrusters engaged.
Full throttle.
Handoff complete.
Commander, the ship is yours.
Clear the area.
I'm continuously monitoring all systems, ensuring every parameter is precise. Readiness is maintained at all times. Steadfast in the void.
Engage FSD.
Frameshift now engaging. Course adjustment.
One-third impulse. Half impulse.
Half impulse
There we
engaged.
go. Well, There's Karnath. So update, looks like we're bumping back a half hour on our guests. This one's going to be in the night. That's fine because we're planning on doing this from the ship anyways. So instead of extreme heat, we'd have extreme cold out here. These plants sure are assholes.
Orbital navigation system online.
Got to see that sight from all the way up here.
Entry guidance computations complete.
Night vision.
Intelligent thrusters initiating. Done. Confirmed.
Some lighting weirdness there. Let me kill the auto docking module so that goes away. All right. Night vision.
Executing now. Shields offline.
We need to set some priorities. Alright, we're back online. Except that priority's got to change for that collector limpet.
Shields online.
Okay. Where did you just go? There's something wrong with that trigger. That's annoying. Yeah, this is not knocking them loose.
Shields down.
Whoops. Okay, the limpets aren't picking them up. Like they're not registering them. That's, oh, F to have you absolute bastards. So these things have to be gathered by hand. Sorry, guys. I need to get an invite link for somebody. All right. Check in on the Rain Man real quick and see if he's trying this.
The more you dodge them, the better you score. Hell yeah, rock'em sock'em robots. After you bastards, I did not want to go out and harvest seeds on foot for a CG. Diggambot, didn't you want to go get eggs? It's Easter eggs. 932 meters per second is the fastest you can get a ship. And there's not any ship that can do that with permaboost, which is kind of defeating the purpose of having it, you know? I see, that's where we're different. I trust these eggs on a dark planet with my entire life. About 900, though, you can get a Viper 3 to permaboost and have the 900 meters per second. And like,
Oh, Rainman and I have very different opinions on this CG, y'all. Fucking hell. Alright, I'm going to get out and go up there. What is melee? We are Easter egg hunting. That is exactly what we're doing, is we are hunting for shiny Easter eggs. I need to see if any of my other... No, alright. Nobody else that would laugh at this with me is around. Okay, I've lost 2 of those. I've got 10 of them. We should really have more. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to head back to the station and take a real quick break when we get there, but I have some testing I want to do on this. Before we do that, if I can fix my loadout. No, not what I meant to hit. Even though the sun's coming up, I'm not too worried about the temperature right now. Well, that... Yes, okay. That makes it no less easy to keep track of where they go. Ah, this is going to hurt. I hate the fisheye lens. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. we be back. Now, there we go. Landing gear.
Retracting modules.
Power to engines.
Max engines.
Full impulse.
Full impulse engaged.
Let's go turn these in. All right, Exogene, here we come. So one thing we do know is that the flat cannon method isn't going to work, so we can dispense with that and rearm this ship with something that I would normally fly it with. Disengage.
Disengaging.
Afterburners.
Boost.
LAC Delta India Golf. This is an independent star system, Commander. Request docking permission prior to touching down.
Request docking.
Asking now.
Permission authorized. Set down on landing pad 4-2.
Take us in.
Acknowledged. Helm.
I'm here.
Handing you the con.
Confirmed.
1/4 impulse.
Engaging. Approach protocols engaged. Landing modules deployed.
Landing thrusters.
Affirmative, stand by. Initiating docking procedures. Touchdown. Securing the ship.
Good. Commander, the ship is yours.
Ground crew. Welcome to our starboard, Commander.
I'm continuously monitoring all systems, ensuring every parameter is precise. Readiness is maintained at all times. Steadfast in the void.
Mm-hmm. .1. This is what 3.3 though. These are all fixed. Nah, not the place to do this. Well, that's weirdly glitchy. That's what I thought with that. All right.
Weapons, upgrades, what are you after today? All our skins are guaranteed brand new. Take a look.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Sure. Take a look around. Is that everything? Come back when
That is everything. Now that we've had a look at everything, fleet carriers is on. Ignore that's on. Gonna go do some actual outfitting on this ship. Take us out.
Crew, stand by for launch.
Complying. Power to engines. Ready and waiting. Diverting power to requested systems.
Helm.
Acknowledged.
You now have the con. The ship is yours.
Acknowledged. Taking off. Ascending.
Thrusters now.
Intelligent thrusters initiating. Handoff complete.
Sir, the ship is yours.
Clear the area and jump.
Afterburners maxing engines. Charging frameshift drive.
Restrictions are now lifted. Until next time, Commander.
Interstellar travel mode engaging now.
Alright. We are headed for Mostel's inheritance. Pretty close. Request docking.
Request sent.
Take us in. Take us in. This thing's gonna hit that fucking pillar. I'm taking over. I only use auto dock with voice tag because it's funny. Or I like listening to it, but okay. Oh, wait. No, we were going to do... The Class 2 multis. .2 per second. We'll go with those. If I'm going to be running around in this ship, for one thing, that can go. We'll get rid of this for now. Oh, you don't have a... Okay, fine. I mean, flying without shields is not the smartest move I've ever made in the world, but hey.
Leaving system. Interstellar travel mode engaged. Shields offline.
What shields? Oh god, Spaceball 1 is here. Request docking.
Asking now.
Take us in.
Okay, Commander. Helm control.
Standing by.
The ship is yours.
Marvelous.
1/4 impulse.
1/4 impulse engaged. Landing modules deployed.
Landing thrusters.
Affirmative, stand by. Initiating landing protocols. Down. Handoff complete.
Good. Sir, the ship is yours.
The ship is mine. All right. Well, let's see about fuel scoops. Nope. Next system en route.
Locking system destination.
Next system en route.
Locking next star system.
Readying for system jump now. Frame shift now engaged.
Okay, folks, let's go see about finding this shield generator then. I just want a 5C bi-weave. That's all I want. But we're going to need some power plant upgrades for this ship. There's the depot. Let's get lined up and get down there.
Initializing orbital rendezvous procedures. Orbital navigation guidance system online.
All right. Dropping.
Hull integrity is within limits. All other systems are now at normal levels.
Request docking.
Request sent.
Take us in.
Affirmative, Commander. Helm.
Yes?
The ship is yours.
Thanks.
1/4 impulse.
1/4 impulse. Landing modules deployed.
Landing thrusters.
Readying landing thrusters. Approach protocols engaged. Down. Securing the ship.
Very good. Commander, the ship is yours.
I mean, it had what I wanted. That's just weird.
Shields online.
Marco does power plants. Who else does power plants? Hera's who I want. But I've got to discover her from Liz Ryder. Which is a whole other can of worms because the Mafia's got to invite me. So for now... How far over power budget is this ship? It ain't great, but it is certainly manageable.
Jumping to next system.
All right, off we go. Next system en route.
System destination locked.
What's the new shield health? Ah, I missed it.
Okay, executing now.
It's
Frameshift now engaging.
fine. This system not being fully scanned is bothering me. I'm sorry. I can't help it, guys. I'm too OCD about that shit. Like, I hate seeing unknowns on my, there. That makes me much, much less annoyed. Alright, guys, looks like we're about to get ready for our little interview here. Little chat with some of the DW3 people. So I'm going to leave the ship on 1/3 power while I make a
Orbital
little
rendezvous
announcy
procedures
here.
initiated. Entry guidance computations complete. Vectors for descent.
Ooh, this might be a literal hot drop. This is looking toasty.
Changing mode.
Ah, hello.
Evening. How we doing?
Good, good. And there's Andrew.
Good evening.
Long time no speak.
Yeah, long time no speak. I currently doing the collect the glowy shiny Easter eggs deal that they set up as their new CG.
On the blue trees. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to leave on vacation for a week, so I'm playing my alt because I've got to leave my main commander docked with Odysseus, otherwise I'm going to be in a world of hurt when I get back.
Right.
I'll look after you.
So
yeah, Odysseus is in good shape.
Yeah, it's been nice nice having a spot to dock out in the dark every time I catch up to a waypoint. I'll tell you guys that. So let me just adjust some volume settings here real quick. Turn Elite down a little bit. I had forgotten because the Mamba is very, very quiet. The Cobra Mark V, not so much. It's one loud ship.
Yeah, it's the new Formula One, I think. Combustion motors at the back.
Oh God, yeah. So,
you're playing with the voice pack, aren't you?
yeah, I use. I just turned voice tech off actually, so they don't interrupt us. But yeah, I have a whole crew set up in voice tech. It makes my life more fun when I'm out in the middle of nowhere doing stuff.
Yeah, it certainly is.
I
have
did...
one with William Shatner, I think. I think it's called Orion or something.
Yeah, that's William Shatner.
Yeah.
I have Brian Blessed, and I love him, but I had to turn him off after a while because he has a tendency to play Queen music, which is no bueno for copyright on YouTube.
Okay.
Very loud Brian Blessed as well.
Oh, he's real loud, but he is fantastic. It's hilarious. His whole shtick is that he likes to play bingo, or not bingo, do crossword puzzles while you're flying. And he'll start screaming about the answers occasionally and just completely scare the crap out of you. So, the guys at HCS Voice Pack, they're brilliant. I can't say enough good about them. So.
Yeah, I do have it. When it first came out, I did purchase it, but yeah, I never really bothered too much with the edition packs and everything else.
They get interesting. There's some definite weird quirks, and the amount of actors they've gotten to sign on is crazy. All your Star Trek and Babylon 5 and Firefly people have, a lot of them have contributed. So I want to get the Michael Dorn voice pack, but I'm also scared of having Worf yell at me while I'm flying my ship.
I actually tried the Q, that's John DeLacy version of it. But I found it just too awkward and too goofy because he was just commenting about literally everything that I did, and I just had to turn it off.
You have to dig into the settings and change some stuff because there's like some sciencey stuff that he, especially for him, You can make him tone down. I know he's supposed to have some interactions with one of the other voice packs that basically it's like Q and Picard arguing with each other.
Yeah, there was a time, I don't know if it's an option still, but there was a time where you could combine, if you had two voice packs, you could combine various commands into a dialogue or something like that.
Mm-hmm. It still works. They've changed a little bit because now you can assign the voice packs as like stations on the ship. So I have one that runs the helm in response to that, one that does weapons and engineering, and one that does exo-biology and all that stuff. And they'll talk to each other sometimes if I have the right voice packs installed or active. So
you really have a bridge crew then.
I absolutely have a bridge crew.
In Elite Dangerous even.
Yep. The only thing I don't have is the ship's dog, because I have a real ship's dog who's sitting right over there sleeping. So,
yeah, it's what dogs do when people play Elite.
Oh yeah. Well, let's hop into it. So, Distant Worlds has been pretty cool so far. I have seen some awesome stuff. I saw a few things I had forgotten, literally just forgotten existed. There was one cluster of systems we went through that had a ton of space crystals and mollusks, and like that kind of, for me, kind of reignited me. Like, yeah, this is why I love playing this game, is because there is so much stuff out there that you just don't even think about. And you guys have done a real good job of like picking waypoints that take us through some pretty cool regions of space.
Yeah, we try to touch us on as many things that we could find within the time frame that we set ourselves.
Well, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to potentially debunk a conspiracy theory there, then, because there's a lot of people who are like, no, FDev puts that stuff there for them.
Okay.
I can't really comment on that.
So, some of the POIs, we'll quite happily hold hands up. Some of the POIs around the area. I did talk with FDev to ask them to make some of the systems a little bit more, but we're only talking a very small number of forced POIs. But there's also a lot of generative POIs out there as well. That's been found as well. That's stuff that we haven't asked to be put in as well.
That was kind of what my feeling was, because there's, like Rainbow's End is a very obvious one. Like, yes, FDev had to help with that.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, I mean, Rainbow's End was always going to be, I would say that the main focal point. Certainly, when we found we could put a second community goal into the Distant Worlds expedition. First one, obviously, being to create or to gather enough materials in order to build Rainbow's End, and then to actually see Rainbow's End constructed once all the characters, the carriers, all arrived and started unloading all the materials. Obviously as part of the role play side of it, and then Rainbow's End came about, which is to be honest is a stunning looking station.
It really is.
And we're really quite proud of that. With the also with the area that it was in, yes, it was quite remote. Yes, we got a few people weren't too happy with the location from the jump ranges to get to it, but from us as Distant World organisers, we've also got to not make things interesting for everybody, but we've also got to make things a little bit challenging at times, which is what exploration is all about as well.
I'll say I've been to Beagle Point back before jump ranges were crazy, so I know the anxiety, and I was twitching a little bit getting into Rainbow's End just because I get uncomfortable, even at a 70+ light year Mandalay. I just get uncomfortable when my jump options are down to 1 per system. But it wasn't that bad now. Some people in some of those lower end ships, especially some of the crazy people that are out there, I could definitely see where that would have been
yeah, for sure. Which is why we put the carrier shuttle service on as well for people that didn't have enough jump range or Japonium or anything else that they could do neutron boosts to actually get to the to get through to waypoint 8.
Yeah, I actually use a Japonium, and I'm very stingy with my Japonium.
So. Yeah, I think it was around waypoint 5 or 6 when we in an in-game message where we, or no, it even was on in a FleetCom announcement where we hinted at players that players should stock up on Jamponian. We put it in something like we are now approaching regions of space where the stellar density will get smaller, not bigger. So we advise all pilots to stock up on Jamponium. Cough, cough, cough.
Right.
Just in case, something like that. So that was, I think it was 2 waypoints before we even got there.
The hints have been really nice, especially like the one that was like, "Hey, hang on to your exploration data."
Yeah.
Did you guys happen to see? There was a Reddit post for somebody. It's like I did what I could, and he had turned in like 75,000 star systems.
There's been some amazing accomplishments there between the expedition members. Some stuff that is just unbelievable, considering it's down to individual systems, etc. And bodies. It's to hand in that amount is he or she has done a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I've had a couple of pretty hardcore explorers that hang out with me while I fly distant worlds, and there's one guy that was out there that was doing a complete voxel survey, just somewhere. I think it was galactic south of Waypoint 4. He's like, "Yep, doing a whole voxel. I mean, you're gonna be here for like a year, bro." Like that's insane.
Depending on the voxel, you are right. Have you been to the Lost DSSA carrier event? Did you witness that?
No, I didn't. I wanted to, and real life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So that was where we tried to hide a squadron carrier that Frontier was gracious enough to move there. So and we had the players first look for the carrier, for the lost carrier. It was in an undiscovered system, so it wouldn't be on EDSM or another third-party app. And when they finally found it, we then injected another story or mission via our Meta Elite application, asking them for an evacuated T9 Heavy ship. And it was all done within the span of, I think it was a week or 10 days and something like that. And in that time, in that 1 week, with the commanders literally combing through all the systems or through all the sectors, they discovered, I think it was 9,000 new prior undiscovered systems. So that's going to give you a dimension of what a bunch of intrepid commanders are capable of doing.
Yeah, it's never underestimate the determination of this community.
Definitely not.
Yeah, very much so.
Now I've been sharing with some of my followers and people just in the Elite channel here, like some of my favorite screenshots and stuff. And the waypoints have been nice, but the stories I've found really fun, and I bet you guys have got some good ones. Is I've done a few things where it's like, that waypoint looks neat, but I've seen it. I'm gonna kind of cut across this course and get out of the way of everybody else and see what stuff I can find. And let me pull it up here for chat and for everybody. I found probably, and it just, kind of reinforces how pretty this game is, even for as old as the tech is. Oh, come on. All games. I'll throw it in Discord so that you guys can see it, but just probably one of the most perfect ring views I've ever seen from a planet. It's just, there she is. Open, copy. Yeah, I'll just pop this one in.
Was that a Crimson Desert screenshot?
It was a Crimson Desert screenshot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm wearing nearly the same armor, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was just some random planet that I was like, you know what? This is close orbit, because I use ED Observatory, and it called out close orbit to the rings. And I was like, yeah, we got to go look at that. And probably spent 10 minutes down there just taking screenshots.
Yeah, that's one of those fantastic moments where you're just happy to be out there.
Yeah, I love explaining that to people. Like, well, there's not much to exploration. I'm like, you've never done exploration. Literally. So one question I had that came from somebody in chat, just to get this one out of the way, because it's not one of my favorite topics, but it is something that's happened, is the gankers and bans and stuff. And if you guys aren't part of the team that handles that, then you don't have to speak to it. But I know there's been some people that are like, why are we getting banned for blah, blah, blah. And, you know, if you guys want to just address that very quickly, we'll see what you have to say.
What you referred to, banned from where? Banned from FleetCom?
Banned from FleetCom.
FleetCom, excuse me, FleetCom is its own entity. We only kind of share FleetCom's server with them. As part of the exploration community. So we don't really have any control over FleetCom's moderation policies. There is a few organizational members that are FleetCom admins, but we tend to keep it a separate entity from Distant Worlds.
Fair enough. That one was asked of me several times, and that was about what I told people. Like, I'm pretty sure that's FleetCom, and FleetCom's not doing the interview.
Yeah, FleetCom completely separate, but you know, in all defense of FleetCom, they are very fair. As far where if anyone's broken a particular rule, there'll be a reason why they have been banned. It won't be something that's just been done for no reason at all. They are very thorough in what they do. Also in you know, people that do break FleetCom's rules or FleetCom's private group rules as well. They do look into everything in big detail as well. And if they have been banned, they will be banned for a specific reason, for sure.
I always tell people,
done off the fly.
Yeah, I always tell people, you know, whenever I drop out in my private group or in FleetCom or solo, whatever, whenever I drop out and see Odysseus and then see distant ganks right next to it, I'm like, that's why I don't play in open.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yes, we have some very dedicated followers on that part.
I mean, I don't like the gankers just because I'm not a PvP guy. Like, nothing personal gankers. You're just not my favorite players. But man, the dedication to keep distant ganks up with the fleet this whole time is admirable.
Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day as well, when it comes to the decal time for scanning the beacon, you know, those guys as well, they've done the expedition. You know, you can't take that away from them. And you know, they'll be entitled to the decal the same as everybody else because they have literally been at every waypoint. You know, rather regards that we you know, we agree with what they do, but it is part of the game. And yeah.
Talk about the decal real quick for those that may not know what we're referring to there.
Yeah, sure. So when we did the Distant Worlds expeditions prior to Distant Worlds 3, Frontier put in the library section, the Distant Worlds patches for the expeditions, and Distant Worlds 3 is no different from the rest of them. So there will be a decal which will be added to commanders' libraries upon scanning a beacon when that beacon is launched.
Nice. I should have gotten it out. I was looking at my desk. For somewhere around here, I have the actual physical medallion from Distant Worlds 2.
Yes. Yeah.
One of my favorite little bits of gaming related memorabilia, because I did the whole darn thing while I had a full-time job, and boy, it was like having a second job for a while.
Probably organizing it.
Oh,
I hope you enjoyed your second job then.
I did. I can't imagine how you guys have managed organizing. Like, has that detracted in any way from y'all's enjoyment of actually going on the expedition, or is it kind of like flying along and going, hell yeah, we did this. This is, you know, even more awesome?
it's
Do
this
you
and
want to
that.
answer first, Andrew? Yeah. I mean, for me personally, because we've been round the route now, or the expedition route, coming up 3 times now. When we first ran the route, so to speak, or first started scouting for what we were looking for back in January 2025, when we started looking for, or even thinking about actually doing another Distance Worlds after all this time.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's all been very exciting. To be honest, we don't really do it for us. It's all about the community. It's always been about the community, and the community have been absolutely fantastic again, and that's what makes all the hard work that's gone into it enjoyable, and the team behind it. They all feel kind of the same way. It's what we do. It's all. It's all voluntarily done, all in the background. It's been planning for a year. Andrew's been obviously writing the main narrative for the expedition, which is another kind of Distant Worlds first to have a narrative sat there leading the way and everything tying into that. Go on, sorry.
Well, speaking of Meta Elite. Meta Elite has been really cool. I have enjoyed it. How have you guys found the reception and the feedback from the larger community?
I think the feedback on Meta Elite and on the story as well is very positive. We have got a small coterie of I call them the storyline deconstructors, because they are looking for all the inconsistencies and for all the stuff that tinfoil stuff that they think they find out. And we got a lot of feedback from the Meta Elite community with regard to the missions and to the campaigns. One of the very nice compliments that we got, that it made the expedition and by extension the game feel more alive when you see NPCs, not these cardboard heroes that we are used to from Frontier, who don't really have a personality. When they see these NPCs that we designed for the expedition, when they really have a dialogue and when the players feel spoken to by these NPCs, when they have it on their screen, on their cockpit screen. Like I said, one of the nicest compliments that we got was that it was very, very immersive and that it would really add value to the whole experience.
I definitely agree. My watchers know that I'm also a Star Citizen player, and one of the biggest things for me, that strikes me every time I switch games, and there are massive differences, but would you take a mission in Star Citizen these days, a lot of the times somebody pops up on one of your HUD display elements and is talking straight to your face, and that, like you just said, it's a whole different level of drawing you in than just the static JPEG that we click on in a station in Elite a lot of the time. So I could definitely side with players now. Like Meta Elite has, first time we ever talked, one of the first things that I said to you guys was the possibilities for this thing are mind blowing.
Yeah,
yes,
very much so. And go on, Andrew. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. We can really play around with the journal files, with the journal entries. So every time a commander does something in the game, it'll log the event, and Meta Elite can pick up on these events, and by that we can create our very own storyline. For example, in one of the recent missions that was around one of the space wrecks that Frontier put into the game, it circled around the destroyed ship of one of our protagonists, and we designed a sort of a rescue mission where the players had to identify the system, scan the system, and when they did, they got all these NPC missions like, yeah, come on, you're doing it right. We have you on our sensors. We are going to boost your sensors now with our carriers, so we can really make this dialogue. And then something happened to the player's ship, which of course we can't make it blow up in space. We are not that far at
right.
So, but we sort of created an alert dialogue warning the players that their ship was being infiltrated by malware, and the ship's covers, so pretty much like your voice pack, they advised to engage their repair and reboot mechanism, and the players can do that in the game. They did. It was part of the mission. And when they did, their cover said, yeah, that's fine, the malware has been cleared. So while it really doesn't really do anything in the game apart from hitting the repair and reboot function, it created a little bit of tension, a little bit of story that the players can then use for their own logbooks, for their own anxiety, trauma treatment or whatever. So that's really where Meta Elite is becoming more and more good at.
Yeah, and I just as a comment, you know, a lot of people might think, oh, that's not that big a deal. If you're playing Elite Dangerous, there's a little bit of a role player buried in you somewhere, and that kind of thing will get you, even if it's just text on a screen. Just trust me. You would not be playing this game if there wasn't just a little bit of role play somewhere buried within you.
Definitely.
So,
so at this moment in time as well, Otham's he's been working on the front end editor now as well for Meta Elite, and hopefully we might have a working example within the next couple of months or so as well, which is really exciting because that way we can then put creative missions in the hands of commanders out there in the community.
Oh, that would be very cool. I know that was a big thing that you guys were really excited about, is letting the actual community get hold of it and really see what they can do.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, really looking forward to that.
So, any surprises coming up on the back end of the route? And I will say, you guys surprised me a little bit with the front end of the route, because, and I'm sure you guys have seen the heat maps from. I've actually seen them in the FleetCom messages, so you know exactly what I'm talking about, the heat map of the fleet moving across the galaxy.
Yeah.
That's been really cool to watch, but I was not expecting. I knew we would get to Beagle Point. I knew it wouldn't be the end point, but then kind of the coming back south and then across the rim like that. The whole time I was like, where are we going? Like, how far are we gonna go across to the galactic west? Because you know, you hit a certain point, it's like there's nothing out there. So I was very, very surprised with some of the dips and turns that we've taken. It's been a fun ride, especially. I really appreciate, and I always tell people this, like, they ask me about exploring or tutorials and stuff, so like, get off the galactic plane. And you guys have done a lot of that, and that's been really fun to play with.
Yeah, we kind of, it's the same old story. We kind of wanted to do something different this time. So Beagle Point has always been like the end game for the two previous Distant Worlds. And with this one as well, we wanted to do something completely different. And but Beagle Point is such a fundamental, or holds such a special place in Distant World. It obviously has to be included.
It's like our Mount Everest.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and I think this time round, certainly with Distant Worlds 3 and the time span between Distant Worlds 2 and now Distant Worlds 3. The community is a lot different than what it used to be. You know, a lot of the old school commanders have kind of left the game. A lot of new commanders are now in there as well. So Beagle Point might be something that they've possibly heard of. We do find there's a lot of commanders out there that are also new to not only just the game but anything to do with the exploration side of it, that they've never left. You know, they've never left the bubble. And we just wanted to do, obviously, it had to be different than the previous two. It had to be, as that old saying, where the pressure goes on you, it has to be bigger, it has to be better. Mm-hmm. And we just wanted to do something that one that hasn't been tried before. Distant Worlds 2 kind of had a bit of a narrative to it, with the Explorer's Anchorage being built to similar what Rainbow's End was done as well. But with Distant Worlds 3, we had the main narrative, which is what everything was all tied into that, to the point obviously where we concluded at Rainbow's End with the narrative with the chapter at the end of the Rainbow. And so we decided we would go east, across the top.
Yeah.
But by the time obviously we got to Waypoint 8, we do realise that star systems are very sparse in that way, but also there's quite a lot of unexplored systems that way as well. It hasn't really been covered a lot by commanders as well, and we just thought we would take it in that general direction. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's everything else as well. There's obviously what we've scouted the area, but there's a lot more that when you've got so many thousand commanders all in the area, there's a lot of places that get discovered. A lot of stuff gets put into the into the galactic mapping side of things, and it just shines a spotlight on that sort of that area.
And exploration's a whole different mindset. And for those of you that are watching, you're just going out and you're just seeing planets and stuff. Something like what I'm doing right here, just flying above these rings in normal space. You might have seen this in the bubble. This hits different when you're 70,000 light years from home, and you know that you're the first person in the history of the entire game that has seen this. It just hits different.
They do, they get their own first discoveries, first footfalls, kind of put their own mark on the game as well, which is something that if they've never really ventured out from the bubble before, it's a new experience. And I read lots of stories that we see on Discord where people would be petrified of doing 1,000 light years, 2,000 light years out of the bubble, and now it's just a walk in the park for them. 2,000 light years is absolutely nothing. And when they're doing 5,000 light years between waypoints.
Yeah, I've actually had somebody before that was exploring near Saturday that was like, he was in my chat. He's like, I'm so sick of seeing your name on every system I jump into.
Yeah, that's a good thing about the Galactic Northeast. It's still very pristine when it comes to exploration. So yeah, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things to see. There are those explorers who are eager to first tag a lot of systems, whether it's Earth-like worlds or ring systems or moons that pass through rings or something like that, who just like to map stuff. And there is when I went out from I think it was Waypoint 6. Yeah, I think it was Waypoint 6. I fly a Mandalay with, I don't know, 80 light years range or something. I took one jump from the carrier and the system was undiscovered. So, and that's happening to thousands of players right now in the Galactic Northeast. So there's really the opportunity for Karnath, more or less called them the new generation of players, to really put their stamps on a part of the galaxy that has been very sparsely explored.
And it's even for me. I've thought back to all my expeditions that I've done, and even for me, I've gone past Saturday towards the straight galactic north, but never up to the northeast. Speaking of crazy stuff too, that one, it was one of the POIs, and I had to check it out just because of the description. I cannot remember the name of it right now, but that planet that was like 0.1 light seconds from its sun. I've never had my fuel scoop stay active all the way to the ground.
Yeah.
That was and I looked it up. Is it Mercury is like what is it? 100 light seconds from our sun? Like,
yeah, I think it's 80 light seconds or something. Yeah.
Like, I got into my ship just to kind of see it. I was like, nope, we're cooking. Back in.
There are a number of systems in the bubble that Frontier had to move the planets out of the exclusion zone of the star, but obviously they can't do it with everything with every star that's being discovered. So yeah, again, right here, if you run into such an exotic body being blasted by its star, that's one of the moments where exploration in Elite Dangerous where it really shines. Well,
Yeah,
literally.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been fun for me in another way too, and because I like to make tutorials. That's my whole shtick. I like to teach about this game, and there's been some fun opportunities. Like, how do you catch up to a planet that's orbiting faster than you? How do you slingshot and make sure that you get caught in its gravity as it comes back in your face without completely destroying your ship? And how do you deal with that kind of instancing, or just fun things to show people? And that's one thing I've loved about it. But I'm looking forward to. I can't believe we're halfway through. Like, taking a break was a smart idea on you guys' part because I think it's going to prevent a lot of burnout. But I can't believe we're halfway through.
Well, we also took a break for the community goal as well, because we kind of we're getting to waypoint 8, and the time schedule that we're on as well, it kind of didn't relieve much time to have a community goal as well. So it was a welcome break as well, not only for the explorers as well, but for the team. We were kind of ready for a little bit of slowdown and let the community crack on with the community goal. And just take a bit of a chill time for all of us, just to kind of catch a breath and see where we are and get ready for the final leg of the expedition.
Yeah, I will say I'm a little sad I have to go on vacation next week because I'm just looking at the goals, the POIs. Hades Rest looks awesome, and Luminara Remnant also looks exceedingly cool. I'm a big sucker for space crystals, and I also just love volcanic planets.
Yes, they are very nice. There are very nice places. There are a few, but those few places that we have identified, they are really cool. But I guess there are hundreds of others out there, and I assume that some of them will be discovered in the next weeks.
Now,
plural.
One thing that I found interesting, I need to look at my logs, but I'll throw this one out here to you guys. I almost crapped myself because it was right after we left Beagle Point, so we were still very far galactic north. And I pinged the system, and I was just kind of casually scrolling through my contacts panel looking, while I waited on bioscience to load in ED Observatory. And all of a sudden my chat was like, what? They're like, did that say non-human signal source? And we found a Thargoid crash site all the way out there.
Yeah, that's possible.
I was just like, I didn't even know they would spawn that far out. I was not
no,
real.
We didn't.
I was not real thrilled dropping into that. I know what you're supposed to expect from one of those, but I was like, we're so far out there. This Mandalay has paper shields. I'm not real thrilled with this.
Yeah, we found one. We were quite surprised as well. We were unaware when we were first doing the scouting, and we came across a human signal source on a planet, and it was one of the old Thargoid probes sort of stuff, and we were quite surprised to see that far out as well.
Yeah, and I have Thargoid PTSD because I'm an old player. I was playing, as I think you guys were, when the Hyperdictions first started.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
So that'll put the fear of Thargoids in you.
It does, yeah.
So I was just like,
but yeah, these I don't are those Thargoid probes or sensors? I always confuse them. They've been popping up literally all over the place. So you can fly to the galactic west and you will find them. You can fly to the galactic northeast, you'll find them. Which is a nice thing for story writing, because then people immediately put on their tinfoil hats and say, did Frontier do that for Distant Worlds 3? Oh my gosh! I think they told Frontier, and we are going to have a new Thargoid attack on Distant World 3, pretty much like the Gnosis event in 2016, something like. So you immediately you have players flooding Reddit and the forums with their tinfoil, and it's very, very amusing to see that anthill.
My other favorite is always Raxel. Have you found Raxel yet?
I did.
Can't say.
Right. You guys know what's in those permit locked areas of space. No, let's not start another conspiracy theory, chat.
That's a big
we are both members of the Children of Raxla, so we couldn't possibly comment on that right now.
I appreciate your honesty, sir. So we'll wrap it up here because I know you guys don't have all night. I very much appreciate you stopping by. It's always fun to talk to you, but the last part of this is really we're not on the downhill slide, but we're turning homeward. So
we are.
How many? What's we got? We're on 8. We've got 19, 16. We're going to 16, right? Am I right on that?
We're roughly halfway through.
Yeah. So, any hints you want to drop to everybody before? Oh wait, that's right. I did say that whole thing when you accidentally deploy waypoints and you're like, and you get power exceed and go wait. Oh, I did properly configure my priorities, so we're not crashing. So Cobra Mark 5, I have it set in Vulture mode right now. It barely runs. Anyways, anything that you want to tease viewers about that might be ultra cool, or just anything else you want to let them know about Distant Worlds before we sign off?
Stick with it. You've come this far. There's plenty more to see, plenty more to do. There's
no point in turning back because we are already on the way home. So I would ask, like Karnath, I would ask everybody who's listening or who's enjoyed the trip so far to stick with us. Players are self-organizing themselves. There are a lot of solo explorers out there who found company with other players. It's at the end of the road. At the end of the day, it's one big social event where you can also hook up with other players. There are bar meetings where people are not in their internet spaceships, but they're meeting at the bar and drinking all these epoxy and pH neutralizers. So, yeah, like I said, it's also a very big social event. In that scope, I doubt it will ever happen again. So, yeah, I can only reiterate. Yeah, just stay with us. It's very cool to have you.
Yeah, I would reiterate, just stick with it, guys. It's a long journey, but it's a fun journey. And just for those of you that are always bugging me when we look at the galaxy map for these kind of things, like Dime, go see the Void Hearts. I'm not going to see the Void Hearts unless DW3 takes us near it, because they're a pain in the butt to get to. So y'all will just have to deal with that one. So we're not near them right now. And even myself as an explorer, a 60,000 light year detour is a bit much. So
not in a Caspian.
You've got people that just quickly nip back to the bubble and then back to the expedition just for giggles.
Not in the Caspian. The Caspian is as a teaser for everybody on my channel, I'm working on a comparison video between the Caspian and the Mandalay, like going super in depth on them. So look forward to that one, because I'm sure it's going to make some people mad.
It probably is. Yeah, it will.
But anyways, Andrew, Karnath, I really appreciate you guys joining. Maybe when we get done with the entire expedition, we can all sit down and just do a debrief, talk about our favorite moments from the whole thing, because I enjoyed talking to you guys, and it's been an absolute blast.
Absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having us. See you in the black, Commander.
Yeah, see you in the black, guys. 07.
07.
And let me wrap for the day. All right, chat. We'll be back tomorrow for one last